Alright guys, welcome in to another stream. We are running out of BBM bullets. This is draft number 148. And we have titled this stream, I Trust Josh Allen with My Life. So we are going to continue to draft Josh Allen teams. Do not believe he should be a late third round pick. So also going to continue to draft Colson Loveland in the fourth. We're going to end our bullets on our guys. So let's do this. This draft, we have, let's see where we pulled here. The 11th hole. It's not terrible. Should be a good spot for Josh Allen, actually, at 35. It's our first draft in 5 days, so we're gonna stream these last four. We got two left on Underdog, 2 left on DraftKings, so gonna stream the last 4. Have been doing some eliminators on Underdog, and then also continuing our slow drafts for the Monster Millie on DraftKings. So we're gonna have our high stakes exposure this year in best ball. Do you like the top heavy nature of that contest? A lot better than the big dog. Not recognizing any of the other drafters in here, so we are on the clock now. Jonathan Taylor goes at 10. Go ahead and grab CD on this team. Do you like CD a good bit? Doing some research for the eliminator, just kind of going through game totals, I guess. Just like, you know, looking at the Vegas lines for some of the kind of early season games, all the games besides really the playoffs. Notice the Cowboys are pretty much, looks like going to be in a shootout every single week. So at least according to Vegas. So do like that quite a bit. And let's do Achan. But especially on Eliminator too. I mean, with the Cowboys, they're, you know, late by. Pretty bad defense, so we have a decent amount of Lamb, but you know, do like him at the 11 hole there. Still love Achan as well. Any good Josh Allen drafter likes Achan a little more just because of the Week 17 correlation that we'll have there. I think people are discounting that matchup a little bit too much. I think the fact that it is in Miami as well just lends it, you know, warm weather. Buffalo can be kind of a slog a lot of times in the playoffs, but obviously not that week. They're going to be outdoors, but in a good place to be outdoors. Nice warm environment. So hopefully a nice shootout on tap. Dolphins, they can be a little better than people think, at least on offense. Maybe not in real life football, but really don't care about that for best ball. Just want points. And Achan, you know, is very good. One of the best, probably top 5 running backs in the league, I think, just from a talent standpoint. And then, what else was I gonna say about that? I think people are just discounting the how bad both defenses could be too. Like even the Bills just be really bad on defense. So yeah, just the opportunity cost of these third round players I don't think is that great. Obviously there's some guys that we like, but I mean even the top half of the, like right here, the 2-3 turn, I would be probably pulling Allen up here. I do like Rice and Devonta Smith, but after them, I mean, Pickens, mix him in as well. Breece Hall, Jeremiah Love. Like both those guys as well, but I just think the upside of having QB1 overall with that matchup in Week 17, just, yeah, it's hard for me to get away from that one. Because I think it's kind of a, obviously I do like Higgins. See where Neighbors ends up ADP-wise with some of the maybe better news. I'm not sure. We'll see. He avoids the preseason pup for now. They could still place him on it, and really what I think everyone's interested in with Neighbors is when is he going to be himself? You know, what week is that going to be? And I don't think we'll ever really get that answer until football season actually starts. So if he plays week 1, but he's, you know, looking like he did the softball game, I don't think that's gonna be great either. But obviously, you know, really all we really care about is the playoff weeks with him. But so K-Slug does grab Allen, so it's a little sad, but we'll make it work. Make it work here. T. Higgins also goes. Let's grab Neighbors. Only have 2 teams left, so still think 35 is a good, reasonable shot on him. Does have week 17 with Lamb, so can't say no to that. You guys know how we feel about Lob McConkey and Ibuka. Don't like either of those guys in the 3rd round, so just going to continue the fade on those players. And we couldn't have one of our last 2 drafts not pull Loveland up into the early 4th round. Our favorite player. Just think he is going way too low for his upside. Could be the tight end 1. I mean, obviously we love Bowers as well. Draft a lot of Bowers. I think we have like 25%, but like 35% of Loveland. So. But feel good about the start. Lamb, Achane, Neighbors, and Loveland. I do think it is smart, even with, you know, like I said, I guess you could say bullish news on Neighbors, to still kind of treat him as a early 0, maybe for the first 4 weeks, just because I can't imagine he's just going to be week 1 100% healthy. I don't think that's really in the range of outcomes, so kind of keep playing it as, you know, we're going to need more receivers to help out early. But if you get to week 17, you know, any week 15, week 16, week 17, if we have Neighbors there, I think we're going to feel pretty good about it. We have the week 17 stack that if both teams care about week 17, like I know last year the Cowboys didn't, and Kevontae Turpin, I think, led the team in yards, even with a healthy Lamb and Pickens, because I think they were just trying not to get hurt out there. If they do care about week 17, I think that's going to be definitely one that people will want in Jerry World for sure. But we'll just see if we can get this team there if Neighbors is slow to start. Do like Waddle as well. I've been drafting a lot of kind of Waddle in the early 4th over on DraftKings in my 555 drafts. I think we'll continue to see him moving on up. I think the days of Waddle over here in the late 4th, early 5th are going to be over with. Travion Henderson goes right before us. I think Bucky's fine. Let's go ahead and do Christian Watson. Let's give us another guy who can help out in the bye weeks. Or I'm sorry, in the Neighbors weeks, the early Neighbors weeks. Kind of want to do a little hero Achane build. See what Go Lancers does. Grabs Tyson. He's taking his time. Grabs Jaden Daniels. All right. So he's got a pretty interesting build going here. We will grab a Jaguar. Let's do Brian Thomas. I think we have a little more of Parker Washington. So that is a nice start there for our receiver room. I think that Watson and Thomas, Lamb carry us first couple games if Neighbors is slow, which I think he should start the year pretty slow. But it does give us a lot of guys to have a great room there. Can look for either Dak or Trevor here coming back around. See if who does fall back to us. Was assuming that quarterbacks were going to keep falling. That's kind of how it's been going in these drafts. At least 5 days ago, last time I did BBM. Looks like this draft room is pretty quarterback hungry, or at least more hungry than they have been. We see Jaden go at 61, Drake May go middle 60s, Caleb, Burrow, Hurts, Warren, Prescott goes earlier than usual. So, but there's plenty of other guys. You can go Dart later. We could go Jordan Love. See if any of these running backs would fall to us as well. Probably not. I mean, I don't want Chuba Hubbard, but be happy to grab Harvey or Dowdle. As a running back too. I think that's a fine running back too. I'm okay to build some of these hero running back teams. Feels pretty good. It's like a pretty typical room. No one's building anything crazy here. Dave 1210 does have 5 running backs through 6. He's got 2 receivers. All right, so back on the clock to us here. We're just gonna grab Trevor. I don't want to miss out on him here. Since the room is more quarterback hungry than usual. Hopefully we can get Harvey or Dowdle to wrap around. Get one of them at least. Probably prefer Harvey. I think he has more upside. Does give us another quarterback as well as a second guy. Bo Nix potentially. Yeah, let's grab Harvey there. Still can't get myself to draft Chuba Hubbard very often. I think I've taken him a few times on DraftKings when he falls like 80s or 90s. When he falls way past ADP, but it doesn't feel like a good pick at all. Still don't really understand why Harvey goes so late either. Feels like he should be kind of in this 6-7 turn range. I mean, he had 12 touchdowns, I think, I want to say last year. So, yeah, not really worried about his role going anywhere. I know he's not going to be necessarily like an early down guy, but he was getting a lot of goal line carries. It could have been just because Dobbins was hurt, but do like guys quite a bit that even just have like the passing game role, kind of like Kenneth Gainwell, who we'll be looking at coming up if we can get him to fall back to us. Seems like he has been falling a little bit. For a while he was kind of see him go like even sometimes in like the early 90s 8-9 turn, but he's kind of fallen now back into the late 9th round, so I think he does fit these kind of hero running back teams really well, like Harvey. Would like to get Jackson Dart to fall to us as well. Where does he, what's his ADP these days? He's 101, so he's probably tied a bit to Neighbors, I would think, his ADP. So we'll see. See if we can get him to fall here. Be a very nice quarterback 2 for us. He goes to Jaker, unstacked, but he's got some backstacking guys we can compare him with. Could always take Love as our QB2. Bo Nix goes. Probably don't want to do both Denver running backs. But I will do Kenny Gainwell for sure. We were talking about him. He's one of my favorite clicks, especially as a faller, and especially in this build as well. Just with Harvey, or I'm sorry, with Achane as our kind of hero in this build. Kind of a little quarterback wall here. Could do a later. Let's just grab Stafford. I don't mind taking him past ADP. We do love T. Ferg. Actually make a great tight end 2 for this team with Watson. So let's grab a falling Stafford. He does play Tampa as well in week 17. So give us a little correlation there. It's going to do Jordan Love, but you know, don't have a lot of Mr. Stafford this year. He was our highest drafted player last year. So go back to the well with him a little bit. A little flatter exposures this year compared to last year. Last year we had I didn't stream any drafts last year, but I think we had like 65% Tyler Warren. All in like the 130s. Kind of drafted a lot of early teams last year, and then Stafford we had I think like almost 70% of him. So good picks, but obviously getting a little different, flatter. Obviously, learned our lesson there. Sometimes the best picks aren't. You might advance a lot of teams, but do you want to give yourself different builds for the playoffs? I mean, Loveland, I feel like we're drafting Loveland every draft, and I think he's 35% owned for us right now. He's our highest exposed guy, so definitely more responsible for 2026. See how it pans out for us. So we got 2, 3, 4, 1 going here. T. Ferg is 187 now, ADP, so could probably grab him 15th round in this team just to make sure we get him. Still feel good about our receivers. Running back room is getting there. Got Harvey and Gainwell feeling good. I think JCM would be awesome here, but we do have to survive Dave. We do, so JCM works perfectly on this team. Gives us a little different buy from Harvey and Gainwell. Does give us another, I think, the lead back for the Commanders. I don't really understand his ADP right now, but we won't ask questions. We'll just keep drafting him. Diggs goes, would have been a nice pick. Not a huge fan of the receivers in this range. I think we're going to go with Woody Marks. Just going to add more to this running back room. Do you want to have a nice, strong kind of group of contingent, kind of pass working guys who are going to give us points? I think Woody's got some good buzz lately, potentially splitting. I don't think he's going to split carries with Montgomery, but just the fact that he could get some of the work would be great. I don't think anyone's like too excited about David Montgomery in Houston. I do think that backfield is pretty valuable though, because they're going to have probably the best defense in the league unless they get bitten by injuries. So typically, the team's very strong on defense, and I don't think anyone trusts CJ Stroud too much at this point to just sling it around. So do expect them to run the ball a healthy amount. Woody was inefficient in the rushing game last year, but he was very good in the passing game. So when I do these kind of hero builds, I do like to add a lot of these kind of passing game specialists: RJ Harvey, Gainwell, Woody. Krusty Merritt apparently is working on his pass catching prowess. But, I mean, he was just their most dynamic runner last year. I don't think Rachaad White is going to take that from him. Obviously, White should take some of the passing game work from him, but do you think a guy who's going at 131 that could be, should be the early down back, who looked good for most of the year last year? I think it's a good way to kind of catch up at running back when you do invest a lot at receiver, tight end, quarterback early. So feels good. We're going to wait for Ferguson as our tight end too, so we're going to probably cap off the running back room with one of these two picks. Might go receiver first. Actually, I'll probably just take Algier here. Give us a good contingent upside guy who could just straight up get more carries than people are expecting as well, just because a rookie is, obviously the end of the year. I'm expecting Jeremiah Love to get the majority of the carries, but I think early on we could see Algier being a little thorn in his side. Kind of lock up the running back room there at 6, and we can just kind of go receivers and tight ends the rest of the way here. Do you like Denzel Boston a good bit? I think that's a fine pick. Give us a rookie with some upside. Do you think Cleveland will be improved on the offensive side of the ball? I think there's a range of outcomes where Boston is, one of their best receivers. It's kind of competing with Judy as like the deeper route tree guy. Concepcion and Fannin should be shorter targets, kind of over the field guys. But Boston has looked good with those contested catches. Seen comps to like Puka, Makua, like a poor man's Puka a little bit. So definitely all good comps there. Running back room finishes up pretty good. I mean, pretty strong. Achane, Harvey, Gainwell, Krosky Merritt, Marks, Algier. Very solid backfield. Like our QBs. When I do draft Loveland and bring him up into the early fourth, I'm treating him as like either the tight end 1 or tight end 2 finisher. So I do like to just wait and take one more tight end at the end. Draft like we're right, as they say. So, and Ferguson's our probably our number 2 highest drafted tight end right now. He's got a lot of upside. Just not a big fan of these like 3 tight end meta builds. I think they're fine in the Eliminator, but I think in this BBM, do you like the 2-6-8-2 typically? So probably just lock up Ferguson here. No reason to mess around. I mean, we could go. Yeah, we don't need to go 3. We just talked about how we hate 3 tight end builds. So let's just lock him up. So that way we do give Stafford a stacking partner. We'll just finish it up with 3 receivers. Could go double Cleveland here and grab Judy. Don't hate it. He goes. It's kind of a deady zone of guys here. Maybe Malik. We'll just add on to Miami. Add on to Miami. Don't hate him. It's a tougher zone now. Early on, we were drafting. We were getting a lot of like Adonai Mitchell. Who else were we drafting this range? I mean, Wicks used to be here all the time. He'd be a good pick. Stribling, Branch. Better receivers are getting pushed up, so that's why we draft early. Got plenty of Adonai Mitchell round 18 teams already in the holster here. Almost even grab Pat Bryant there, but I do think that Malik Washington has some upside. And like I said, we already have Achane, so let's build on that Miami a little bit offense. They play Green Bay as well in week 15, so we have Christian Watson. Should be able to get like Keon Coleman potentially back here in the 17th. Can build on that game stack a little bit. I'd also like to get Kayshon Boutte, Tyquan Thornton type. So you guys are just, I think, too good to be final round picks. Saw Boutte made like a 40-yard catch at camp today, so I think he's going to continue to receive good buzz. I don't see any reason why he can't be the second receiver there. I know they signed Dubs, but he's not like a great talent. If he does play like kind of in the slot, I think Boutte could have his spike weeks for sure. You know, all the attention on A.J. Brown. And Boutte was just really good last year, so. Could even just, I mean, if Pat Bryant's there, we'll take him as well. One of our favorite picks. Do like him more than Keon, so we'll see what happens here. Wow, Xavier Legette sighting. Interesting. Let's have Ted Hurst too. We could play off of the Tampa, but we have Gainwell. Let's grab Pat Bryant. Stick with that conviction play. I do like him a good bit. Pairs with Harvey. See if we can get Boutte to complete the Week 17 stack. This team's got a lot of good Week 17 correlation. JCM with T-Law and Thomas as well. Obviously Lamb and Neighbors was our... So we do get Boutte, so we get kind of everyone we wanted here. The only real rogue selection was Malik Washington. We kind of didn't feel great about that one, but did build off of Achane. You probably honestly would just need him to maybe start off the gates a little strong to help out with the Neighbors early slow start. But once Neighbors is back in action, back at 100%, we don't really need Malik at all really on this team. BTJ, Watson, Neighbors, and Lamb should do most of the heavy lifting for us. But Booty and Bryant have been two of my favorite late clicks at receiver, and I think they'll continue to move on up the board as, you know, training camps kick off. Still think Pat Bryant was good enough. I mean, he kind of outplayed Cortland Sutton at the end there. I do worry about Cortland Sutton being absolute bust this year. Could just straight up outplay him. Also think that Waddle just opens up a lot for that offense, so I think it should definitely be improved. It was pretty good last year anyway, so I do like that Denver New England game more than most do, so. But yeah, like this team just, it's a good team. Good hero running back build. All right, so the team ends. We have Trevor and Stafford. That's our quarterbacks. We have Achane, Harvey, Gainwell, JCM, Woody Marks, Tyler Algier. Very, very good backfield, I think. We have CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, Christian Watson, Brian Thomas Jr., Denzel Boston, Malik Washington, Pat Bryant, Keyshawn Booty. Nice receiver room. And then our boy Loveland and our other boy Ferguson. Very on-brand team. A lot of the guys that we like this year. So team number 149. Got one bullet left in BBM. It's not a Josh Allen team, but we tried. Do you think Josh Allen is our number one drafted quarterback right now? He is. 22%. Purdy is number 2. Caleb, Prescott, Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers, Hurts, Daniels. So as you can see, we are attacking elite quarterback builds. Usually 2 good quarterbacks on each team. That's how we're building our teams. A lot of Loveland, a lot of Ferguson, Kincaid, Kittle, Bowers, Pitts. So we like good tight ends as well. Stephon Diggs is our number 2 highest exposure. So would be nice to see him signing with the Commanders, I think, ideally. See how it pans out. But yeah, that will do it for the stream. Appreciate anyone who was watching or watching this back. Got probably 3 more streams for this summer. 2 more for DraftKings, and we'll do our final BBM at some point. But hope everybody has a good day.